with games like that, it will happen. And just reset mentally, get into the next game, and keep trusting your teammates, keep playing your best, and identify what the problem was so you don't make the mistake again. Because honestly, for the first 30 minutes of that game, IG were just better. And then they lost in 2. And that's very frustrating. But most teams at TI have been in a situation like that before. And it's a best of 3. Imagine if that was a best of 1 for IG. That would have been absolutely soul-crushing. That could happen later today to any of the teams. You never know in these BO1s later down the line.
Yeah, those are scary. No doubt about it.
I do want to highlight Emo a little bit here just because, so in that last game, like we talked about, this player is very, very aggressive in nature. He makes some insanely flashy plays, but he also has some maybe a little bit too crazy moves in the game. He is in a really bad lane matchup, and they chose to pick this into Shadow Fiend.
Right.
Let's see in the rune fight here. Not too much going to go down here. 2 for 2 runes it looks to be. Oh, 3 for 1 actually for Team Spirit, so a little bit of a head start there. This is one of Ember Spirit's worst mid lane matchups. It is really rough. Shadow Fiend will punish you all the time when you go for creeps. Flame Guard isn't strong enough to sustain against multi-race combos, so Emo should be... It's fair to say he's going to lose this lane unless he plays absolutely out of his mind. And again, that mental game, you know, let's say you're playing from behind as Ember in this game, make sure you don't try to overcompensate by trying to get too crazy because you lost your lane.
Right.
Rather stick to the script here and
well,
get what
having
you're
said that,
to.
Emo, of course, this was discussed earlier, pre-game 1. The fact that at the Singapore Major they were down 0-2 against EG, and Emo came back with a vengeance in Game 3, and well, they did a reverse sweep. So, like you said, the mental fortitude of this IG team is not like if this was maybe a younger team, then I could see that being more of a case. Like if this was split, maybe, or sorry, if it was reversed for Toronto Tokyo or somebody on Team Spirit, I could see that perhaps having more of an effect. But IG, they had a lot of experience this year, especially
for sure.
On top lane, we have Fly on the Morphling with Ollie's Bane. So Bane is going to be on the opposing team this time around against Mira's Snapfire and Collapse on the Legion Commander. Legion Commander, one of those heroes where doesn't feel like... It feels like a press the attack hero lately. Getting more so by the year, Cinderin.
Yeah.
Are we expecting the duel to be the actual initiator, or are they looking for something else?
You're going to say you're expecting press the attack to become the ult and duel to become a regular spell.
I mean, as much as I love the Theorycraft, that is, I mean, it is his ult, or is her ult for the most part, let's be real. But yeah, initiation-wise, what is Team Spirit looking for, like when you get to the mid to late game?
First of all, this lane in itself, the Legion Snapfire lane, I think is very strong. And again, by laning against Morphling, should be having a good time to begin. So Collapse will probably be able to find a decent timing on Blink Dagger. I do think... Oh, good cookie up top. Fly actually dies!
Overwhelming odds and Scatterblood. Are you kidding me?
They were not ready for that. Ollie with the Nightmare was not enough, just too late.
Absolutely. So first blood, the way of Team Spirit. They obviously have the momentum after that last game. I mean, that's an understatement, no doubt about it. And we'll see if Toronto Tokyo can get off that good start that you were discussing. He should be. Right now, 13-4 to the Emo's 10-0, so not too far behind. Kaka looks like he's going to get taken out by Yataro as JT. Looks like he'll limp away. Has that swarm applied right now, so lots of minus armor.
Yeah. Team Spirit's lanes are really good this game. Shadow Fiend against Ember, I would say they're favored. Chaos Knight does very well against Doom in lane. It's maybe less so than it used to be because Doom got some armor. He used to be a 0 armor hero, but then he got some base armor and Devour stopped healing you. But still, this heavy physical damage lane can be very good against Doom. And like we already covered the top lane. So honestly, I could foresee a situation here where Team Spirit just end up winning all 3 lanes hands down. And then it's about whether IG, similar to last game, just make the better moves in that mid game. But it's a very good look currently for Team Spirit.
Yeah, and we talk about Roche a lot, probably because I have some obsession with him that we won't speak of at TI10 main stage, of course, but Team Spirit have a lot of minus armor to be able to take out Roche.
Yeah.
I would say they definitely have the advantage, and they don't really have, like for IG, as we're going to see, the Cookie Connect, and Ollie is in quite a bit of hurt. Scatterblast into the right click, not even needing the overwhelming odds, so a little bit of waste of mana there, but Spirit, again, 3rd kill on the board.
And Emo struggling, right? You're seeing it here. At the very least nowadays, he's going to get a water rune here. Oh, Miposhka really wanted to steal it. That might actually cost him his life.
Miposhka, of course, the support weaver, so that Shikuchi will not come back online in time.
Crucial for IG that Kaka is there. If that rune gets stolen by Weaver, Emo's actually just flat out of the lane. He's still going to struggle here. He took some damage, but at least the kill on Weaver is a little bit of a comeback. He is a full level behind, though, minute 4, and that is without a kill. Shadow Fiend 23 and 11 to the 10 and 0 of the Ember. Now you knew what you were getting yourself into with this pick. You can't be surprised.
Yeah. So what's the plan for Emo after, or I guess the extended laning stage into the mid game? How do you get back into the game? Is it just kills? You go try to get some stacks with Flame Guard?
I think there's some key items. I think Doom's BKB is really important in this game. Probably the Lion Dagger. Until you have these key items, it feels a little bit tricky for your lineup to find openings, especially if Ember isn't having a particularly good game. Oh, Fly.
So close. Has to waveform away. But living on the edge again. I mean, that is kind of the Morphling's job, right? To min-max. That's position 1's favorite thing to do in general. And
yeah, I guess he's keeping all these pulse at a constant 120 here at least.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And bot lane, we're going to see the Earth Spike connect. But there's a swarm on top of JT, so he has to be careful. Actually, he already killed it, looks like. And, I mean, we've been seeing a lot of Weaver support. We've seen a couple... I want to say we cast one game where it's position 1. But for the most part, it's...
Kaka bottom.
Oh,
he's just...
All right.
Oh, great
stop from JT. Beautifully done. That'll save his teammate. Never mind. Reality Rift back in. Kaka dies. So, maybe miscalculating the amount of damage that it actually does, but...
I think he might not have thought Reality Rift was ready. But... yeah, looking great again here for Team Spirit. And I say again, the last game did not look great for them, but they won. So they are looking good off the back of a win. Miposhka going to steal that bounty rune away as well. Now, will be spotted out by Kaka.
Yeah, better be careful. Earth Spike's there. JT in the vicinity as well. That's going to be an easy cleanup.
But if this is a trade, that's great.
JT, that's a Phantasm. JT has to pop the wand. Has the swarm still applied, so ticking down very slowly. Yataro, not much mana to speak of. One more right click does it, though. Killing spree for Yataro at the 6.5-minute mark.
I actually think that attack needed to be a critical strike, so only 1 in 3 times will Yataro get that kill.
That's good math, Cinder.
Thank you. I did Sesame Street counting class. The upgrade was statistics, actually.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting. What was
we started out early in Denmark.
What was the character that did statistics?
Don't show the crowd that I don't know anything about Sesame Street.
Okay, so you lied to the crowd. I see. Fly. Can take some harassment here in the top lane. It's a 1v2 right now. There's no teammates nearby, but he seems to think he's going to be just fine. Collapse is continuing. Actually gets a couple procs of his passive as well. Overwhelming odds with the cookie as well. And Scatterblast just finishes off Fly. And now we see a Chaos Bolt into the Reality Rift. JT taking heavy damage will be fine. But Cinder, if I didn't know any better, I would say IG is somewhat tilted from game 1. They're playing very un-IG-like right now.
I don't know if tilted is the right way of looking at it. They're just playing against a team that's on fire that have better lanes. And Team Spirit are just not making mistakes in these lanes. They're finding aggressive moves. They're playing... What I really like about this top lane from them is how constantly they are putting that pressure on Fly. The reason they find the kills to begin with is that he's half health, right? Or third health. From just Mira laying into him over and over and over in the laning stage. And it's just been paying big dividends here. Top 3 net worth is theirs. Keep in mind, one of the heroes in the game is an offlane Doom, who is in 4th right now with that Devour level 3. So that is a very, very good sign here for Team Spirit in this early game.
Right.
I'm always a little bit concerned about Shadow Fiend strategies because I feel like this hero is one of the ones that suffers the absolute most from dying and is the most snowball reliant as a mid hero. But it also is incredible when you are ahead like this.
Trying to turn this Nightmare into an aggressive play instead. Collapse gets off the duel. It's not going to result in the kills. It looks like we'll be close. The winner is Ollie, the Bane Elemental, with massive damage now. 2 dead. IG get the amazing trade there.
I think with this plus 10 damage on Bane, now Ollie can start. Now he has wave clear.
Position 1 Bane. Let's go.
That was what he was missing. Now with... Okay, let me give you a question here. Can you think of a worse hero to win a duel on?
Ooh. Lion?
Definitely better. He will attack in between his stuns,
Bane
right?
attacks during Nightmare, Cinderin.
Does he? In mid-game?
I mean, Bane almost doesn't exist at that time in the game. In a lot of games that we've cast, at least, as we see. Actually, a Midas picked up here by Yataro. So going for the, I guess you can call it a bit greedy, but they are off to an amazing start. So this is just going to amplify their farm. What are your thoughts on that item pickup?
I think CK really wants it in general. It's just one of CK's downfalls is that he doesn't have very good farming potential compared to a lot of other carries, right? Like the meta carries now have some sort of wave clear or illusions, whatever it is. Chaos Knight, sure, you can use Phantasm to farm as well. It's not terrible, but it's not constant. So the way this hero works, having a Midas really helps.
That's true. There was a short period of time where Battle Fury was a thing, but Battle Fury doesn't seem to be picked up by anybody unless it's Anti-Mage, the one game that we actually cast.
Now check out this Chaos Knight set. His face looks like Axe.
Okay.
It's Axe's cousin. Do we have lore on this?
Wow, you're right. It actually does look like, I thought you were kidding.
It's Jeremy Kahn.
Jeremy Kahn.
There it is.
At it again. What a god. Fly is going to TP out, so this looks to be a free tower for Team Spirit, and we'll see if it ends up being a trade of tier 1s overall.
Dire's top tower is under radiant.
I wonder if there's some lore combining Doom and Axe in some regard. I guess we can ask Slacks on our time off here. That's going to be the tower for Spirit. Maposhka is in the vicinity, gets off the swarm. We'll see if they want to TP to actually try to defend, but it looks like Collapse is TP'd mid instead. Falcon's going to get off the Hex. Amir's in the area as well. Cookie not going to be able to land.
Yeah, nice
but it will be
there
enough to defend the tower.
But yeah, the defense here from Collapse, very important. You don't want to give this up at all. And your trade-off, you're going to lose the bot tier 1. Actually, JT mistiming the last hit there. It goes to the siege creep, but most importantly for IG, a little bit of breathing room, right? Like those 2 kills they just found make a very big difference. And you're getting Emo a little bit into the game as well, closing in on Maelstrom. I imagine he's going to go for a 1-4-4 build here. Felt forced to max Flame Guard, which I think Ember players actually don't like to do unless they have to. Yeah. A lot of the times nowadays, Embers want to max out Sleight of Fist. It's just way more teamfight damage to have that low cooldown, especially when you get that Maelstrom. But the lineup, it's going to time pretty well with the Maelstrom when he gets level 4 Sleight, so it's probably going to be fine.
He's
gonna smoke. This is a very unpredictable smoke, might I add. He was literally just pushing out the top wave, TP'd mid, and instantly smoked with Kaka into the triangle.
Oh, double courier kill? Oh, Maposhka. Geminate attack for the win.
There's one more.
Mid lane.
It's pretty far away, but he's waiting.
We'll find out very shortly. Fiend's Grip in the mid lane, and that is going to be a freebie for IG, it looks like.
Goes to Fly. He needs it so badly, too.
Everybody needs it so badly.
Maposhka, 3 couriers.
Mortimer's kisses. Kaka is going to take a tumble. So it's a 1-for-1, but obviously position 1 for support. IG will take that trade. As I hear a pig pull.
Yeah, who has the pig pull?
I hear it's a global sound, as we've discussed many a time. Very important to know that it's being cast.
It's
JT into the jungle. I mean, we talked about this in our group stage matches, but Doom kind of like a mini alchemist where you're devouring creeps, your goal is a little bit inflated versus what the actual reality is a lot of the time. So this 2K Network League for Spirit is probably like 3, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that.
Something around there, but he is starting to ramp it up. 2nd in net worth on that Doombringer, so we'll see what kind of itemization he chooses to go this time around.
It is a really good Shivas game, isn't it? Like you really want that against the Chaos Knight, and you want it against just the overall minus armor that the Radiant has, like the panel talked about. So I feel like Dagger BKB Shiva it's a go-to anyway for Doom, but it feels extra good this game to have a Shiva's guard. I'm definitely going to be seeing that coming out later. Emo currently rocking a DD rune in the bottle and has those 4 points in Sleight. So this is actually a very strong time for IG to look for a potential fight, and they will smoke now. They have Doom. No Fiend Script for this play. But Doom and Finger are online. If they find anyone, they just
jump in with the duel. This would be a huge kill for Team Spirit. They're going to find Emo. That is damage going the way of Collapse.
These are the best moves. Not only do they get the kill, but it actually negates all of IG's plans there.
Yeah.
If that happens 5 seconds later, IG are in position and they get the save, but instead, Emo dies, Spirit get the mid tower, and IG waste a smoke. So absolutely huge timing there from Team Spirit to make that move at the exact same time IG were doing it. Just really good stuff.
Taro right now has the casual Sage. We'll be finishing the SNY, it looks like, into 8th lane. So is this going to be one of those Octarine games, potentially? Cinderin.
Wait, which hero?
Chaos Knight. He's going for the crazy magic. Well, not all of its magic, but Aether Lens with Shard into Octarine.
Do you go Octarine after Sanjin Yasha only? I'm not sure about that.
The Sanjin Yasha in combination is a little odd, and the fact that he's position 1 makes it a little bit odd as well, in my opinion, but we'll see.
It's not... I'd say the CK isn't the most played hero at this tournament, so it's kind of hard to decide what is meta, right? When there's so few games. It is a feel-good item to at least get the lens, just because it helps you so much with connecting.
Yep. Oh, the pink pull saved him! Did you see that? Cinderin, admit it. Admit to me right now on stream. Keep in mind, Legion has the talent for the extended range. He would have gotten the duel off.
Did it actually save him?
Yes! As we see a Requiem of Souls from Toronto, Tokyo, but Fly is perfectly fine. TP's coming in mass, and TP's canceled in mass.
How did that go so wrong?
I don't know.
He was not really very close to killing Fly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
JT. Oh, there's the duel that they've been looking for. Mortimer's Kisses as well. The Nightmare trying to save Emo. It's going to be close. Gets off the slide, and away he goes. That'll save him, and Collapse ends up being the casualty for Team Spirit. Very nice save.
Yeah, that's big for Kaka to get that finger kill. He's close to Dagger now.
Yeah, and that's when he starts to really show his impact on the game. Some more item updates. Obviously, Yataro's still sitting on the same items that we discussed because we talked about it literally 30 seconds ago. Toronto Tokyo has the Dragon Lance and about 1,000 away from finishing the BKB, as it looks like. And as with many games, it feels like the BKBs are kind of the go time for Team Spirit.
Ollie.
He's going to be spotted. There's the cookie initiation into the duel. Easy victory for Collapse.
Silver lining there is if Ollie isn't there, that death is probably JT. So, but Team Spirit are going to immediately look to Roche. They only have level 1 little shredder. But they have a lot of other minus armor. Presence of the Dark Lord, the Swarm, and a Blightstone, I think. So this goes pretty quick. And they will not forget the Aegis.
That's good.
Very good.
That happens occasionally if you're just joining us. May seem impossible.
That is a play that is reserved for TI winners.
That's true.
Team Spirit do need the Aegis.
Right. So Aegis on Toronto Tokyo, as kind of the panel talked about his build. It's going to be more right-clicky. We're not really seeing the magic damage as much anymore with the old Arcane Blink and Yules and all that good stuff, which means he's the one that has to be set up, which obviously Duel is kind of a nice one for him to Requiem on top of.
It's going to get slept here.
Yeah, slept to start things out, but there's the Duel, and it's going to be another victory for Collapse. JT gets his Doom off this time, pops the BKB. It'll be a trade of sorts.
He might get denied.
Well, we'll see. He's going to the creep area. Fly. Looks like he'll finish him off with the Shikuchi. JT in the meantime, look at this damage coming out the Mortimer's Kisses. JT better be careful. He pink pulls himself. Potential safety Cinder. It's going to be close.
Oh, the
He's actually going to live. Pink pull MVP again.
He's still dead.
Never mind. Pink pull made no wait for it. They baited him with pink pull. Cinderin, admit it. That's 2 times in one game. I've never seen it before.
This is actually the best game for Pickle we've ever seen. We've not even seen one time that it mattered. Now it's been twice in a row.
Holy jeez. And that extra armor that was given to him not too long ago, really showing its worth there, I have to say. Just living on the edge yet again. All right, so IG have kind of come back with a bit of a vengeance here. Still 3.5 minutes on the Aegis, though. And
the big thing in that fight, though, Yatoro died on Chaos Knight. He's dying with Midas ready, so there's like a bit of extra value lost. And just because he's such a high-level hero, when you go for this build, it does give IG a lot their way. So you're going to see the start here. They will commit everything, and they do kill the Bane, but at what cost?
At what cost? That is true. This was a close deny onto the neutrals here, but Fly able to turn into Weaver temporarily. And you can see the instant rape, but this is the important part. The pick pull right there. Look at that. Just beautifully done. Oh, very nice.
It's about as close as it gets.
Indeed. I actually can't believe he didn't die to the wreck. I mean, this is a support Weaver, so no real damage to come. So it makes sense. All right, so this is pretty even game. Obviously with the Doom, it makes it a little bit harder to distinguish the net worth discrepancies, but again, Aegis still there. So look for Team Spirit to try to put something together.
And the thing that's worth keeping in mind here is remember that Team Spirit were 3 or 4k gold ahead, right? So you've clawed yourself back into a position where, oh, Miposhka, no sentry down. It's going to be fine. Just looking at the overall strengths of the lineups right now, Chaos Knight does not have that much going his way with like the overall value. Let's look at, if you look at his net worth, right? He has 10k net worth. What's the effective net worth of his items in the inventory? Midas, very bad item for what it costs. Yep. Energy Booster does nothing for what it costs except give you a bit of mana pool. So say, yeah, he has 10k net worth, but compared to the Morph and the Doom, their items just do more for now. This Energy Booster needs to be turned into something. The Midas needs more time to really pay off. So I think it's fair to say that IG are actually kind of far ahead right now in the game, in this current point in time. And the only advantage Team Spirit really have is the Aegis of the Immortal that it looks like they won't find a use for unless they find a fight in the next minute.
Yeah, it's looking less likely now as they're just content to farming away here. Looks like Shadowblade is on the menu for Toronto, Tokyo. And Collapse has his Armlet Blade Mail.
Will he buy the Shard on right-click Shadowblade?
Oh boy, we'll have to discuss that in just a moment. The potential save, but Collapse going to get bursted. Takes the Fiend's Grip and the Finger.
Oh, that'll kill you.
And that means Aegis will not be used in any effective manner.
Yeah, and the Tower Maid's going to fall. It's all IG. This looks like last game, except the laning stage was way better this time for Spirit, but after this 10 to 15 minute mark, it's just IG finding the correct moves. Emo now completing that Lincoln Sphere, gonna make it way easier for him to navigate the map as well. What do they have that removes the Lincoln so that they can duel? They have Reality Rift? That's it. Like, there's actually nothing else that they could do it with. So this item is insane this game.
Needs to itemize a halberd or something like that for sure, but even then, makes it a little bit more awkward. All right, Poshka.
Kaka opting not to dust there. Interesting. I think I don't know if he thought Miposhka had time-lapse to somewhere else, but he was right on top of him. Could have dusted and probably Earth Spike there.
Well, Spirit Vessel is officially completed now in Miposhka, so against a hero like Morphling, pretty high value overall. But we've talked about it before. The reason you pick Weaver, other than the laning stage with the Swarm and whatnot, is really the Aghanim Scepter, which is obviously very far away at this stage.
Yep.
But
did complete the Vessel against Morph, which makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. I literally just said that. Thanks for joining us on this cast at the TI main stage. My co-caster literally doesn't listen to me at any point.
It's kind of crazy that we've cast together for so long and it still surprises you that I don't care.
No, I just want the public to know. Okay. I already know you're not a good friend.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Really appreciate you, though.
If you're tuning in for the first time, then welcome.
Yes. Well said, Synderen. Thanks. Very eloquent, as always. I'm very interested to see, though. Okay, he did get Aetherlands, but is now going for Silver Edge and has the Shard right now in the CK. So Chaos Bolt will create the illusion. So he gets the extended range for, obviously, Chaos Bolt and Reality Rift. So we'll see how that works out in their fights. But you're right, it feels like kind of not super effective yet.
Yeah. So looking over items, what has just happened? So Morphus got an Eagle Song. Oh, interesting. Shard on the Chaos Knight. That will make his Chaos... I'm kidding.
No,
of course I'm listening.
That was a little obvious.
Of course.
Good effort overall.
Of course I listen to what you say.
Oh,
don't you worry.
We have a smoke from Team Spirit. See what they're able to do with this. Looks like IG, based on the way they're farming, might be aware. Oh, Collapse jumps in with that BKB. The Nightmare safe for now, but Bane takes the brunt of the damage. The Requiem of Soul is doing massive damage as well to J2. Gets off his BKB and dies immediately after. So 2 good kills for Team Spirit.
Very nice for Team Spirit there. Might get a tier 2 tower off this move mid, potentially. 40 seconds on Doom is pretty important here, but of course Phantasm being expended there as well might stop them from pushing. It's running out in 3 seconds, and Chaos Knight without Phantasm, fair to say, not really a very good hero. Like, it's been important for Chaos Knight over the years that the cooldown on this ultimate has dropped so much. What do you think the cooldown is off the top of your head of Phantasm right now?
Oh boy.
What would you guess?
90.
It's 75. I think it used to be 2 minutes. Okay. So it's a lot shorter than it used to be. Kaka.
We have a Hex, Miposhka.
Oh.
Actually, time lapse is in place, but it worked
Very
out.
nice sidestep there by Miposhka in the trees to avoid the Earth Spike from Kaka.
Radiant's bottom
And therefore
tower
gets the
is
lapse
By the
off
way,
and gets
Flyfly
out.
is also working on a Lincoln Sphere, so they're going to have 2 Lincolns against this duel.
Yeah, it is really good
I mean,
this game.
you have to see a Halberder. Like, what else would you want to buy? You have to itemize for it, like a Force Staff, just something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I also don't know who would be buying it, right? The problem is who can expend the gold for it that will also be in a position to use it. Because Legion Commander needs a BKB. Shadow Fiend needs more damage. And Chaos Knight already bought the lens, so I don't think he wants to go the route of another utility item. So it's kind of... Yeah, I honestly don't know who I would put the item on against those Lincolns, and that just makes it feel so powerful. If we can look from an observing standpoint and feel like all of the choices are weak, then it just makes the purchase incredible.
Very true. Lincoln's applied to JT, who's frontlining in this 5-man smoke for IG. And they're not going to find anybody initially, but will likely get some, I would assume, some wards placed. Good position. And what I assume is incorrect, apparently. Not going to happen, but we have a counter smoke now
pretty
for
common.
Team Spirit. Cinder, I thought you didn't listen to me. You can't correct me if you don't listen to me either.
What?
Doesn't make sense. Exactly. Okay, so 5-man smoke from Team Spirit. See if they're able to find anything. So Roche not going to be up for a bit, but like we said, Team Spirit definitely have the advantage in terms of killing it fast. We have both teams posturing on both sides of this cliff. JT.
Radiant are scanning.
Yep, we have a scan come out, so Spirit are aware of IG's presence close to their triangle.
Yeah. It's a pretty telegraphed move because of the vision that Spirit have themselves, that they're able to make this call. But obviously, you just chill here. Both teams, they know this Roshan is super important. The early spawn has already passed, I believe, right? Yeah, it has by far passed. It could spawn any second now. Both teams will be aware of that. So
Taro continuing to spam one of the best taunts in the game.
I was just going to say,
I made a taunt tier list. This was top 10, I believe. It's quite good. The more it annoys you, the better it is, I think.
your favorite, your top 5 taunts probably all have sound, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
They have to. It's a requirement.
Oh, they have to now.
Yeah, like Leshrac and Tidehunter and Undying are the top 3. For sure, Syndra. No questioning that.
Okay. That is not a subjective opinion.
It's objective. Gabe told me himself.
Oh.
Talking about lyrical, not Gabe Newell. So maybe that's not the same.
Okay.
Not the same weight to it as this tier 1 tower taking some massive damage here, but another smoke from Team Spirit and another taunt from Yataro. Just pumping himself up.
Yeah, Ollie covering this observer. One of these 2 supports is probably going to die here.
Oh, ward is taken out. There's the Chaos Bolt on top of Kaka. You see the Mortimer's Kisses from afar. Looks like it's decimated Kaka, but in the meantime, Toronto, Tokyo destroyed. Not even close. When it comes to the position 1 and 2 for Spirit, we just haven't seen anything really come to fruition. Shadow Fiend hasn't had like a really good ult, and CK, I mean, we've talked about the itemization to be a little odd, but we really haven't seen him turn it into anything yet.
That was just exceptionally dangerous movement from Toronto Tokyo, right? His Shadow Blade was out. He walked in. You got to assume that there's a ward there when you know the Weaver got stunned. Yeah. You don't have Lincolns. You're going to get Blink Doom there 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and knowing that
that's an easy punish for IG.
This is going to be Aegis Shard. They know that obviously Shadow Fiend is dead, as well as the Snapfire ult being down is a pretty big deal in the pit.
The Swarm helping them kill Roche faster.
Right, that's the Lincoln's prop by
Emo
here. Kaka gets off the stun, but nice BKB by Yataro. But that means a BKB down for this potential Roche.
And Phantasm is gone now too.
They bought enough time for the SF to be back. But again, he spawns with less souls, so his effectiveness is going to be a little bit lower. As Yataro potentially looking to try to take this Roche. Aegis and Cheese, or Aegis and Shard, I should say, available for the taking. And IG's just playing it safe here. Knowing that they have the advantage. The Impale, Yataro, there's the press the attack. And into the pit they go. This will be a pretty big turnaround if they're able to get it. Slide of Fist from Emo getting a little bit of vision. And it looks like Team Spirit are just going to get the Aegis and Shard for free. Very surprising.
Thank
IG
you,
just gives it up. Huh?
Thank you, IG.
I guess so.
They did all the hard work.
I'm actually really surprised. I mean, Mortimer's Kiss is like their main defense for the Roche pit, and they still don't have it. It just came up. Okay, well, who took the shard?
Oh, here we go again.
It was Shadow Fiend. Are you serious? I've actually never seen this before. All right.
You're audibly triggered.
No, it's not trigger. It's actually excitement.
Oh.
He gains 2 souls per kill with the shard. And additionally, Shadow Fiend can consume 1 soul per attack to deal 190% crit. This one sounds very bad, but I am willing to be convinced otherwise, Synderen. I love shards, as you know.
Wonder how it works when you use the Necromastery attack out of Silver Edge.
That's, yeah, I question the same thing.
Got hexed.
Yep, he's very fast, though.
Very dead.
Blown up from afar. Kaka gets another stack of finger.
He had a gem.
That would explain it.
That's a pretty big kill. And when I say pretty big, I mean very big.
As we have an Aghanim Scepter now online for Emo. So he's going to be super speedy with all his remnants. This is when I feel like Ember just gets really, especially with Linken's against his team that we've already discussed, gets really hard to kill.
And he is so good against Chaos Knight right now. Like, all of these remnants, he's probably gonna, he's queuing up the shard, right? If he finds kills in these fights, can just keep snowballing, has so many remnants, just a passive damage as well on top of CK, all of it. It's just gonna add up, compound over the fight. What we're looking at for Doom.
We got the Silver Edge. Let's see if he uses his shard thingy there.
Oh, they found Ollie.
All right, that's a freebie. Down he goes.
See you later.
So that is dual victory. Well, I don't know how many he's had, but he has 50 damage right now. So you do the math. As
Probably
top
4.
lane. Whoa! All right. JT taken out by Yataro's Phantasm. It's like Emo's a little late to the party, but that is a really big kill for Team Spirit.
I'm actually surprised Yatoro can kill him like that with this itemization, right? He has the Shadow Blade, Sanjin Yasha, those are his damage items, and the Doom does have a plate mail, but now it's full Shivas. I don't think he had that when he got jumped. But he can still kill him. That's a good sign for Team Spirit, and probably gives Yatoro some confidence that if he finds any target, he can kill them at this point. Obviously has to play around those Lincolns. It's a bit tricky. You Reality Rift maybe, and then hopefully you can get a Chaos Bolt in before they react.
I mean, the fact that Team Spirit, in terms of their 1s and 2s, are the top 2 net worths right now is insane. And we've talked about the itemization, and maybe it's starting to pay off now, Cinderman. They take out the Tier 1 tower bot, as the game in terms of net worth is relatively even right now, as the Aegis still 2 minutes to go. And this is their go time. So smoke on 4, Yataro, of course, has the Silver Edge, so he can catch up here pretty shortly. DD spawned bottom.
Oh boy, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, they're gonna see it,
they denied
though.
it.
Yeah.
Right in front of him, and he didn't. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know who to trust right now. The game says he denied it, but he has the double damage in the bottle. So who's lying right now?
That's... Illusions don't take priority over humans, just like you as a robot don't as well, Synderen.
Wait.
Something for you to learn.
Hello?
Yeah, that is odd.
They do it the same server tick. Take and deny.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and trust the bottle right now.
Okay, yeah, I would think so. I mean, what? How could that be wrong? He just pops it and it's just like a puff of smoke, nothing happens.
He pops the bottle and it just says denied.
Like a huge denied symbol above his head. I love that. All right, well, the Aegis is going to expire pretty soon. I'm not sure if they're going to try to poke high ground or if it's a little bit too risky for them. They will take the outpost regardless. And, I mean, this is when it gets really scary, when it's about like 30 seconds left and you're starting to poke, because IG obviously know the timing on that as well, and they can truly take advantage, but we'll see. But the
Shadow
DD
hits stupidly hard with a DD, though.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the fort. 30 seconds to go. Still has the bottle instead of the ultimate orb applied. There's the E-Blade. All right, Taranto Tokyo getting pressed the attack. And, fingered as well. They're trying to blow him up. They do. And again, that is just the Aegis.
No Phantasm now,
Get him again. Pops the BKB, trying to go through it, but a grip from afar. And there, he is just abandoned by his team as Emo creating all the space in the world on the backside. Yatara forced the BKB TP, so 2 deaths in favor of IG, make it 3, and literally just talked about this. Very risky move, does not pay off for Spirit.
Honestly, love that call from IG to kill the Shadow Fiend twice. That's not easy to do, right? A lot of teams, they're like, okay, 20 seconds, guys, just wait it out. Yeah. They had to get through him twice there, but they know if they don't do it, they lose the lane of barracks. It's just too scary with the double damage and all the attack speed he has. So they commit to kill him twice. Ollie has great positioning on that Fiend Script. Still didn't have the Aether Lens. He's going to have that next time to make it even easier.
Yeah.
And they knew that Grip was going to go through fully because Weaver doesn't have the Axe yet, and Press the Attack was already used on the first Spell Wave burst here. You're going to see here he uses Press. So now Ollie knows that all he has to do on the second life is to ult, and it will be very safe if he keeps good positioning. See him standing around here in the back.
But you can see on the backside, JT here. And then Emo eventually. They end up creating a lot of space. That's why nobody was able to help the SF in the end.
Time-lapse, Miposhka.
Oh, Miposhka. Okay. Looks like he is... Oh my god, Searing Chains Global.
Oh.
Global.
Wow, are you
Very
sure?
Nice.
Did he get double damage while it got denied, and then he got chained and
We're finding out new mechanics every day. That's the beauty of Dota. Today I learned.
We need 240 tick server. Now.
I think you need to talk to the CSGO team about that one, Syndren. 7K net worth lead for IG. And things are definitely looking in their favor. But again, this feels a little bit like last game where one mistake from Emo literally cost them the game, at least from our perspective.
Yeah. It's looking like another very solid foundation for a victory here for IG. So I think what they might do this time compared to last game is not take massive risk. I don't know what to say about game states like this with Doom, but I think every game we've cast in the tournament with Doom in this spot he has won. When the team is ahead minute 35 and Doom starts getting these items, the hero is just insane. And Team Spirit have to find a way to either handle getting doomed or jump him. I don't think that's what makes Doom so crazy late game as a position 3, is when he has these items, he just demands so much attention that your other cores will get to thrive, because you can't pretend he's not there. He is just as much of a carry as the Morphis right now.
Yeah.
So, pretty scary stuff for Team Spirit.
JT on the Doom has a shard as well, by the way, so we'll have the extra damage and stun from the Infernal Blade, as well as the ult. If people are joining us that haven't watched in a long time, like a really long time, Level Death, the old ability, now built into the shard, essentially.
Every hero has a new item slot called Neutral Item. These drop from jungle creeps and have different tiers based on what the game time is.
That's right.
Also, every hero has a Town Portal scroll slot and a backpack if you didn't play for 6 years.
And in the next patch, a ward slot.
Yep, probably. Or...
Oh, JT is going to pop this smoke. Nope, not quite in range here. Fly gets off his Manta and is going to be pushing here. So Yataro did finish the Octarine core, by the way. So...
Do you like this build this game? I'm not. I have to say, I'm not completely sold that this was what they needed for it. I completely understand the reasoning and the logic behind it, because you get, I think you primarily get it, not necessarily only for the ulti cooldown, but really getting lower cooldown on Chaos Bolt when you have the shard is really nice, right? But
yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure this was what they needed. Maybe they could have had a stronger power spike. Let's say he had an AC, or maybe finished Silver Edge. But this is, of course...
Yeah,
it's not a super unusual build, but that doesn't mean it's good every game, right?
Yeah. But they are 1,000 away from Ags on Weaver, so that could be a turning point.
Yeah, that's big.
Of course, IG is working with a decent amount of burst damage between the E-Blade and Finger of Death, so might not even have time to use it, honestly. That's the scary part. As into Roche Pit they go, so Roche, number 3, has the Refresher Shard this time. And of course, the cheese.
Oh, Refresher Shard. Who would you give it to here?
I wonder. Doom is working on a Refresher Orb himself.
Yeah, they do give it to Doom. I don't think that was necessarily a given. It's insane on Ember.
Yeah, Ember's is crazy. That's true.
You get 5 extra charges on Fire Remnant by having the Refresher
Especially
Shard,
when you already have Axe. It's insane.
It would have been crazy on either of these two, but they do value the Doom higher.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense in a way, right? You're probably working under the assumption that this Weaver Axe is coming soon. You've seen his inventory for quite a while with that point booster. And having the second Doom will just give you that much more freedom to isolate and kill targets. Even if they do get saved, you can Doom again.
Now Miposhka running into JT potentially.
JT has the gem.
He sure does.
Oof. That was close.
So he's 800 away from that time lapse being able to be used on teammates.
He might actually run into him in the bottom wave if Miposhka tries to go for farm here. He doesn't know.
Yeah, this is a really scary point for Team Spirit. If they lose the next fight and Aegis is still online for IG, they could potentially go for some sets of racks here.
JT was looking for him there with the Trickster Cloak and Shiva's Guard out on the side, but Miposhka very wisely standing far back to the bottom left.
And JT's almost done with his refresher as well, his actual refresher.
Oh, he could be in trouble here, though.
Yeah, they're going to try to jump him. JT blink very quick. The dual pass range, and the right clicks have come and put the save. Nope, not saved enough, sadly, for IG. BKB's pop galore, though. Kaka.
Nice time lapse, too.
Proc is Miposhka trying to get away, but they're going to be able to find one more kill. The buyback onto Doom. And it looks like Yatara will take a tumble, but it did cost Doom his buyback.
Great fight from Spirit. That's basically, if they hadn't lost CK there, that would have been wonderful, but even losing him, they do get the Doom buyback. They found the duel and they found the Lion kill. And the Weaver time-lapse on like 10% health. They got the duel on the absolute edge. I think he actually only reached it because of Psychic Headband. Like, no joke, he needed that too. The cast range there was really, really long.
Psychic Headband plus his talent.
Yeah. He needed it.
That looked really far. I thought he had an Aether Lens when he popped.
Yeah, same. I was like, how did he reach that one? But it was the headband. Now they're going high ground, though. Chaos Knight has buyback. And there is an Aegis here on Fly, as well as the second Doom.
Fly taking some massive damage, but like you said, still has the Aegis to work with. He jumps in, gets cookied, but there's the Doom on top of the SF, but there's the time lapse to try to save him. Of course, that's not going to take off Doom, but he's quite healthy with press the attack. In addition, Fly already expended the Aegis, so showing off that time lapse. Second Inceptor as Emo jumps in and finds Toronto Toki. They do have buyback onto the two heroes, though. Another Doom was applied to collapse, and he collapses to the ground. 70 seconds on the deck, no buyback to work with. So 5 versus 4 once CK's back online.
And this entire engage, CK not using the buyback, holding on to it. They thought they could defend there with that good time lapse and press the attack, but just got overwhelmed. And remember, no, actually don't remember.
I remember everything. No. Yatara gonna try to go. They take off the Lincolns. There's the CK Chaos Bolt. You can see the illusion come to fruition as well, but Fly just cleans it up easily. More Chaos Bolts to come. I mean, it's pretty annoying to deal with, but it's not really doing that much damage right now. Fly, Manta. And this is looking like a set of racks. I don't think Spirit can fight without Legion right now. No, they're just trying to delay. And IG will be happy with the melee racks.
Yeah, it is starting to get costly for Spirit. Given the circumstances, though, you were fighting into Aegis and Refresher Shard there, losing half a lane and 1 SF buyback. It could have probably been worse when your CK was dead when the fight even began.
Oh, this is a huge kill for IG. Nobody from Spirit is remotely close, and that's 90 seconds. No buyback. 14K net worth lead for IG.
Do IG know he doesn't have buyback, though, is the question. Because now it's because of gold. He finished the silver edge up there.
I mean, Fly has his Scotty if he wants to buy it. I mean, he is virtually unkillable right now when that gets delivered. So I feel like they'll be pretty confident to go forward. Ember did actually go for a refresher himself, and JT changed it up after the buyback. Went for the Eon Disc instead of refresher himself. So just wants to make sure he lives through the first Doom.
More safety against duel.
Fly onto the high ground we go. Collapse actually jumps in. Look at this damage from the Snapfire. The grip to try to counteract this, but looks like they're going to be able to find the kill. Fly dies. And in the midst of things, Emo backs away, but there's the buyback now onto the Morphling. They're going to continue on here as Emo able to remnant to safety. Now with Morphling, the cover is there. Buyback onto the Weaver. Now Mira gets blown up, buys back as well. As this is looking like the beginning of the game for one team or the other, Sinner. A lot of buyback. I mean, if you get the kill on Fly, that's a huge deal, but they're playing it safe. So buyback ends up not being great for IG. Very costly. All they get is a range racks out of that. In fact, lose one in turn.
Oh, is this going to be the repeat of the last game now? They have one win condition here, one last move.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you're 17k down, but there is that one opening if you kill the right enemy core. Actually, Emo doesn't have buyback either yet. He's 200 gold short. His inventory is really, really valuable, so his buyback is expensive. And Team Spirit are trying to find, but this time around, IG. The call is, all right, guys.
Playing it safe for sure.
Don't make the mistake you did last game. They're all missing.
And
just wait.
Fly obviously doesn't have his buyback, so expends the rest of his money on a BKB. So, oh, did he? Okay, he didn't actually finish the Scotty. Right, okay, so it was never actually delivered. I was surprised that he was able to be bursted down.
Yeah, he turned into Satanic, right?
No, he had the Satanic already.
Wait, so where did it go?
He bought a BKB just now, because you weren't listening.
BKB buyback.
If you'd like to go back in the VOD and
that's
watch what I just said.
7.5k gold. That's got to be more than BKB buyback. Did he buy anything extra than that?
I'm sure he bought all the wards for his team that are free.
His buyback was not 3,500. Why are you lying to the viewers? You have nothing to gain.
I didn't lie. I said he bought them for free.
Just trust me.
Okay.
Source, trust me.
It's hard to trust somebody like you. I'll just tell you what.
Oh, nice. I used to have credibility.
That's true. And then you started casting with me. Oh, Fly. Right. Turns into CK. Would be interesting for him to get shard on Morphling, so he'd get the CK shard.
All right, Shannon.
If he wants.
I have your answer.
Okay.
With the help of 250,000 people watching on Twitch chat, we have isolated it. It was Boots of Travel.
And BKB.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there you go. So I wasn't lying.
Thank you, Cinderin.
Thank you, chat. You
Why
always
are you
have my
reading?
back.
It's TI main stage, and you're reading Twitch chat. What is wrong with you?
What can I say? I'm a deviant. What do you want to know?
How can you even pay attention?
That's why I can't hear you half the time.
Too busy looking at the kappas and whatnot in chat to hear what your co-caster has to say. You actually disgust me on a level I can't even begin to explain.
Okay, think about wisdom of the crowd, right?
Yeah.
250,000 people. I can sound really smart because I can just steal all their ideas. That's a bit, Weaver.
All right, that's one death, and that's no buyback because he just did so not too long ago from Apushka. And Roche.
What if it was discovered that I don't know anything about Dota, but I just take the smartest idea from chat all the time?
Wow.
What do you think?
Well,
does that sound believable to you?
If it's a lot of people, then you'll usually get the right answer. But if it's like
I guess you need to have a
100,
filter. There's a lot of garbage there, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot more
most
garbage.
Most of it is garbage, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
Collapse.
That is true.
Yeah, looking for... I mean, what does he have? Any Lincoln's Breakers for him right now? There's still nothing. Looks like he's going... Oh, really? He's queuing up an Octarine core, so... Going truly ham this time around. I'm actually really surprised they don't want Lincoln's blockers.
20k lead. Roche
20K,
is
but
now.
It's really about the buybacks. If they can just find the kill on the right hero.
And that's why Aegis is so important, right? When you approach the stage of the game and you know buybacks are on cooldown.
All right, Cinderin, it's going to be Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard, and Achanim Scepter. Who gets it? Let's see. So Ember already had... He actually ate his Ags already. Doom Ags is for break mostly, and duration, I guess. It's kind of meant here. Lion, you have 8 charges of Finger of Death.
Wait,
Fiend's Grip.
Am I stupid? What's happening with Roche? Oh, there we are.
Yeah, it's up.
The clock just didn't update. It just kept saying 0 for like 20 seconds until he spawned.
Is there a hero that Morphling wants to turn into on the other team? Or on his team?
He could turn into Ember, I guess. That's kind of decent. Double slide chains, right?
Yeah.
It's good. It's not Dark Willow, but it's good.
Okay,
this is the moment, though. We can't theorycraft that. It doesn't matter if this fight breaks out and IG win it. But what if Spirit do?
Has to time-lapse himself. Remember, he has Agnum Scepter, so 20-second cooldown on that ult. So we'll be having it for this engagement regardless at some point. And it's all about second Roche.
Yep.
Can Team Spirit hold on? Will IG extend this to game number 3? It's looking likely, but after last game, I'm not ready to call it one way or the other.
And this is essentially non-commitment, right? Fly can hit this without taking damage because he has 50 armor and lifesteal. So the rest of his team can just wait outside the pit, keep scouting the area, keep poking and prodding, see Emo just non-stop sliding.
Now they see it with Swarm. And here comes Mira's ultimate. That means Team Spirit needs to initiate. They're going to go inside the pit. Toronto Tokyo pops the BKB. They're just going for Roshan right now. Who's going to get it? A big impale comes through. Huge Requiem from Toronto Tokyo, but really not that much damage done in the end. Aegis is on for Morphling. He's going to be perfectly fine as there's the Doom. And this looks like the beginning of the end of game number 2 as IG able to hold on as GGs are called. So this time for IG, it goes according to plan, Cinderin.
It does, but they set themselves up for a really hard laning stage.